Hey guys, it's Jason from California. Today I'm going to do something a little different with my Tuesday vlog. This week I experienced some type of for lack of a better word, renaissance of motivation in life, weight loss, and everything. And I wrote a really lengthy journal entry explaining exactly how I feel about it, and I felt that it might be best just to read it to you verbatim. So if you've read it before, or you don't want to hear it again, that's fine. But yeah, I think I'm just going to read it, and hopefully it'll help somebody out there. So, I've been meaning to sit down and write for a while, but the words wouldn't flow. In fact, it's been ages since I've sat down in front of a computer, music blasting in my ears, emptying my brain onto the screen. I've been revisiting my old journal a lot lately, reading the things I used to think about, dream about, and hope for in my adult life. Here I am, 10 years later, and what have I accomplished? Well, let's take a tally. I have the best husband in the world, who's incredibly open-minded, intelligent, and progressive. We evolved together. I have a fantastic circle of friends, and I mean friends who would do anything for me as I would do for them. I'm in college, working toward a future. I have one of the most successfully entrepreneurial cats in the country, and I have a world that I've created for myself that's a direct result of the work I've put into it. My hopes and fears may be similar to the 19-year-old Jason, but my outlook isn't the same. His outlook was that of hope, happiness, and unlimited possibilities. Someone call him naive and young. Hell, I would. The thing is, the world killed him. It sucked him in with its tentacles and spit him out on the other end, covered in depression, neuroses, complexes, and hopelessness. Today is important. Today is very important. Last night, I went to a party with one of my best friends, Brian. It was one of those parties where I knew nobody but him. I was incredibly apprehensive about going, but put one foot in front of the other against my fears. This was also one of those parties with unlimited food and alcohol, provided by the hosts. All I had eaten within the past few hours was a few spoonfuls of peanut butter and some snacks. I think you can see where I'm going with this. Jason got drunk last night. Jason got very drunk last night. I was saying earlier that I was the second drunkest I've ever been in my entire life, next to Dustin's wedding. But now I'm starting to believe that it was most drunk I've ever been. That night, as it moves forward in my mind, gets progressively fuzzier and fuzzier. If you were to ask me what I drank, I could only reply, everything. I recall how I started, but after that people started handing me drinks. I recall some type of banana shots. Yeah, at least 3 of those made it into my body. Then I recall playing a drinking game with a hot straight guy involving pure vodka and a glass of ice. By this point the room was moving and spinning, and I found myself face down on the host's couch. I recall some talking and something about how at least one person per party ends up like I did. No one seemed angry that I had overdone it at all. They just wanted me to be, well. Luckily, they put a trash can near my face because, I woke up and with a sudden urge to vomit. As a side note, I really wanted to type urge to purge, but I found it cheesy upon another read-through. After this point, I was able to stand with a ton of help from Brian and the host. We walked out to my van, and they set me up with a travel trash can and Alka-Seltzer to help with any residual urges to vomit. Brian was awesome enough to drive me back to his place so we could rest up before I drove home. By this point I was weeping on and off, and I didn't really understand exactly why I was crying so much. But it wasn't a sad cry. It also wasn't a happy cry. It was as if my body was releasing some type of pent-up emotion in the form of crying, which gave me the appearance of a basket case. Sometime around 5 in the morning I was able to get up and get home safely, and then I fell asleep. This morning I woke up knowing I had work early, and it was my natural bad mood that I'm always in. My day felt fairly normal until I went on my lunch break. At this point, I was able to take time to reflect on the night and how I was completely drunk out of my mind. I also queued up the original song from Glee entitled Loser Like Me. After listening for a bit, I found the video of the performance and began to watch it over and over. I recalled watching this entire episode and crying the whole time. Every part of it made me fall in love with the show all over again. For me, the song really hit close to home. I watched them dancing around, singing this song, and coming full circle from the first episode. Great writing. Then I began to reflect on the characters and how none of them are completely good or evil. They make choices, mess up, and have to absolve themselves. I find the villainous characters who have turned out to be good to be the most fascinating, i.e. Quinn, Puck, Santana, Brittany, Lauren, because the writers have given them such depth that they've become the best characters in the show. I watch these characters choose to be good after doing pretty horrible things, and through the process of great writing, they have paid for what they've done wrong. hit rock bottom, and then realize they're losers like the other kids. I love them. I truly love them. The point is that I identify with them. I'm not an angel. I've done plenty wrong in my life. And I feel like I've paid many, many times as well. It's the normal balance of life, I believe. Throughout this, I've been lifted back up by those around me. Watching this performance over and over again really hit a strong chord with me. These kids, the characters, not the actors, are doing what they want to do despite ridiculous circumstances at times. They've all fought one another, quit the club, formed dramatic dating triangles, and yet they still are able to come together and create magic because it's something they enjoy doing. It makes them stronger. At this point, I began to reflect on my life and my entire attitude toward it. Why am I so angry? Why am I so depressed? Why do I hate everything? Why do I hold contempt for the world? I looked from within for the answer. I examined all parts of my life for signs of frustration, unhappiness, and uncertainty. After clearing most parts of my life that I am currently happy with, I came to my education. My original goal in life was to be a music teacher. When I started really pursuing this path, I found the people snobby and reprehensible. It turned me off instantly. Then after fucking up my first round of college, I gave up and joined the workforce. Rewind. Why did I quit? I felt a lack of cohesiveness. I lost my passion. I allowed someone to kill it. Hit play. My second venture into college had me taking 6 different classes in things that might interest me, i.e. screenwriting, psychology, computer science, and I can't really remember the rest. I ended up taking the path of psychology because I identified most with those students. I still do. Then I decided to change my life and lose weight. I met Shanti, and she really inspired me to be a better person by empowering me to be a weight loss guru. I eventually opened my own business with her, very short-lived, as a weight loss consultant on the side while I worked for Jenny Craig. After leaving the company and gaining some weight back, I lost a lot of interest in nutrition. Also, the course load included 4 tough chemistry classes and a microbiology class. I knew I wouldn't fare well in these and ended up dropping the nutrition major altogether, seeing that the actual job wasn't what made me happy. Empowering others with the knowledge to make them the best they can be is what made me happy. Now, I'm just a psychology major with a current plan to get my BA in psychology later this year and go into grad school for industrial and organizational psychology. What's that? In short, it's work psychology. I found a common thread throughout my life to be a complete dissatisfaction with my job, so I figured that if I got a degree, I could help improve the working conditions for others so that they wouldn't have to deal with the same shit that I've dealt with. After many altercations with my own human resources departments throughout my life, I find myself at odds again. It's true, my mood has been significantly worse this year because of the shit I've dealt with my job. As I sit here and reflect, I've come to the conclusion that my anger comes from a place of good. My bad mood is like a built-in warning system. The worse I get with depression and unhappiness means that something is really bothering me deep down that needs to change. I'm on the wrong path. I'll say it again. I'm on the wrong path. This isn't what I want with my life. What did I originally want? I wanted to help children realize their potential through music. Music is a passion of mine, but it's more of a fun passion, not a work passion. Work passions and private passions are different animals, and I've been confusing them for quite some time now. Just because I enjoy doing it in my social life doesn't mean I'd enjoy it as a job. I love music. I'm gifted in it. I've got near perfect pitch. I can sing, dance, and play several instruments, and yet I have no desire to be a music teacher. The word teacher keeps resonating with me. If you've known me for a while, you may have gotten the opportunity to really experience me in a great mood. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's magical. I feel that I'm best when I'm giving others knowledge. I'm incredibly pedantic. I love helping people find their potential. I love giving information. Now, I'm almost finished with my psychology degree. I'm very unsure right now what to do. I was thinking I might be a great school psychologist. Jason as a guidance counselor. Picture that. I remember that I used to stop by and see mine almost every day when I was in high school. She was kind of like my therapist as well. Her name was Ellen Greco. I remember her vividly. She always told me that I was destined for great things. Come to think of it, many people in my life have said this to me. I'm destined for greatness. People have also told me that whatever I do, I'll be fantastic at it. I'm beginning to see this. Recently, someone shared with me that I'm an empath. This is why I'm gifted in psychology. As much as I hate people, I love them. And I know their true potential. I want to believe that people can be great. I want to believe that as a species we'll come together in a world that finally accepts that we're all one. I want to believe that people one day can toss aside silly labels and experience love without hate in their hearts. I want to believe. I came back from my lunch break with a tingling feeling in my chest. I wanted to skip and sing and have others join with me in celebration of life. I wanted others to feel the genuine positivity and happiness I was feeling, and I'm still feeling this as I type this, and as I read this. I want my heart to shine through these words and affect you. Yes, the person hearing this. I want everyone to feel this way always. It's like, I know life sucks sometimes, but it doesn't matter. It makes you stronger. To quote the song, hit me with the words you got and knock me down. And baby, I don't care. Every time life sucks, it's your chance to prove you deserve it. Life isn't a given. Many people walk around dead inside, having given up. You don't have to be this person. You don't have to hate the world. You don't have to be unhappy. This is the revelation I've been searching for. It's like I want to climb to the top of a mountain and shout it to everyone. I want people to experience transcendence. I want people to know that we're all one. No more depression. No more strife. No more hatred. These things are not inherent. If you look at a baby, do you see depression? Do you see strife? And do you see hatred? No. You see innocence. As I walked back to my job, I felt negativity. I felt it vibrating in the air around me. I felt unhappiness. I felt it bouncing between the people walking about me. And I felt depression. I felt it lurking in the negative attitudes of those people who have given up on hope for the time being. I felt anger. I felt anger from myself. I felt anger for the time I've been wasting being angry. It's a waste of time. It's all a waste. The time you spend being unhappy could be spent creating, thinking, reading, and being. I haven't been in a while. I mean, I really haven't existed. I've been a shell, an unhappy shell of a human who's allowed society to dictate his happiness. I've been unknowingly molded into a machine. My job is to get money from other people so that I can get an incredibly small percentage of what they give me, while the people higher than me, doing less work than me, get a higher percentage. Why do we work? Why do we do jobs we don't want? Money. Think now. If you removed money, would you still do your current job? If you can't answer yes to this, you need to find that passion in your life that makes it worth living. Mine used to be that I'm working towards something greater. That has disappeared. I don't know when it died, but I didn't notice. The world around us is shaping us to be something that we don't want to be. Unhappiness, depression, anger, and hatred are like radiation. They permeate and destroy your soul. The baby full of hope will eventually be shaped into an uncaring adult who has given up on their hopes and dreams. It's up to us to learn those skills that help us not allow this process to continue. It's people like Ellen Greco that helped me hold on to this ideal for so long. I want to believe that the human spirit will one day triumph. The more positive we are, the more we'll be able to avoid falling. Next time someone is unhappy around you, give them the benefit of the doubt first. They may be full of holes from the radiation they've been getting and unknowingly spreading the same radiation. We're all capable of empathy and compassion for others. The more you give, the more you will receive. This is the revelation I've been looking for. This is the revelation I've come to. I need to change what isn't okay in my life. And in doing this, I'll stop lashing out against the world. I'll stop being angry. I'll learn to love myself. I just need to believe that I'm capable of this. I need to believe that I'm strong. I need support. I need the world that I've built around myself. I'm excited to see what I can accomplish. I know I have a lot of thinking to do with regard to my future, but one thing is for sure. I'm going to start listening to my gut more often. I don't want this feeling to go away, but I know that it will subside like all the other emotions and go through cycles. But if I can just hold on to this mindset and ideal, though, I stand a good chance of coming out of this confusion, finally working toward the future that I'm meant for. I will believe. So that was my entry. Since writing that yesterday, I actually already dropped out of my stats class, which I no longer need because I spoke to a counselor. And to become a counselor, I don't need research or stats. I'm going to just move forward, get my BA in psychology, and then go into a master's program to become a counselor, of which I can apply to being a school counselor, which is what I want to do with my life. and finding this passion and new hope. I already feel healthier. I feel stronger, and I feel passion. And I truly want to share that with all of you, because it's in all of you. There's no need for depression or anger or hatred. You're just wasting your time. Listen to your body. Listen to your body, because it will tell you when something's wrong. And if you're depressed or angry, something's wrong. It's time that you listen.